Here we go. Welcome to Three Guys in a Movie. It's our first podcast after one doing for quite a while. I'm Sonny, here with Chris P. and Danny T. Hello.
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 How are you, Sonny?
This is Chris.
And we're just going to get right to it. I think everyone will find our brand of movie review pretty different because we tend to go off on a tangent and link about 20 different movies and 20 different actors and end up right back in the same place, which is pretty fun. Our collective knowledge of movies and passion for movies.
Yep.
So what are we talking about today?
Batman
versus Superman.
Yay.
Yep. Long time coming. How do we feel about that overall as a movie? Did you like it? Did you hate it?
I fucking hated it.
Okay. Well, that was easy. That's the end of that one.
I didn't mind it. There were a few bits that they could have changed in it, you know. It was a bit too much of... Yeah, so it probably had a bit too much of everything and didn't really complete a lot of the storylines it was trying to say. It's a bit of a hodgepodge of scenes people wanted to see, but overall, I think it just didn't work.
It was too long.
Too long, way too long.
Way too
just
long.
Too much.
Are there certain elements you could take out to make it better, or is it a complete mess? What if there was a re-edit?
I can't. I've been trying to think about how you could fix it, and I don't think there's any possible way to fix that film, but starting from scratch.
And Lex Luthor, complete fail.
Complete fail. Fumbling idiot.
Yeah, a bit too Riddler / Joker.
/ Hugh
mix.
Grant.
Hugh Grant, yeah.
Mumbling fool.
What if you just had the Batman parts? Were the Batman
Just
parts?
have a solo Batman film.
What if you just took the Batman parts? Would it be a good Batman movie and added some other whatever? Could you say it's a Batman movie?
No, not even that, because he wasn't even good at being Batman, being a detective. He wasn't even a good detective.
What was the part you mentioned? There was a part you mentioned you thought was ridiculous.
He was going downstairs to check on his hacking tech.
Yeah.
His hacking tech.
Yeah.
And Clark.
And he had everyone following him. Clark was on his tail.
Clark was literally 8 steps behind him.
And Wonder Woman was there. That's a terrible detective work there.
So even as Bruce Wayne, he's a failure.
He can do it. It's, maybe when he directs his film, he'll do a better job. But Snyder didn't think about what he was doing there.
Yeah.
And what's the thing? I know the thing that you want to talk about that immediately makes your face go blank.
We talking about the start of the film?
No. Oh, okay. Well, that the floating, even though it was a dream sequence, you immediately said.
I did not know that at the point.
You looked around and said, "What is happening? Is everyone accepting this?"
I put both hands on my friend's chest and I'm about to leave the cinema when I saw
So you were over
young
with
Bruce Wayne floating with the bats until he awoke from a dream sequence.
And then when Batman broke his one rule, he broke it in this entire movie.
Son of a bitch.
Many times he broke it.
He's a murdering son of a bitch.
But somebody said that it wasn't actually murder; it was just manslaughter. So the guy that got shot to death in that car was he was fine.
Yeah.
So the Nolan Batman so obviously saying, "I will pummel you and beat you. I will remove you from this situation, but I will not kill you," as they made that obvious. So this one, they just made him a murderer.
Straight up murderer. I mean, what's the point of having all those gadgets and being, all these rich technical gadgets and then...
to try and prevent the violence, not just
exactly
be part
right.
of it. Yeah.
And then they just...
True.
So it goes against the whole Batman ethos.
Yeah,
so even
gun.
fans...
Batman and gun. Yeah. There's not... Yeah.
If he's killing all the people, there'll be no villains to come back and haunt him. It'll just be... If you're an issue, he'll just take care of you.
Yeah.
There's not much.
In different ways, yeah.
Yeah, and even the point, the whole symbol, the whole bat thing is about fear and making people fear him. There's no point of any of that. He may as well just be a ninja assassin.
Do you
the way
think
he behaves.
They're sitting around in the room and they're thinking, okay, there's a huge burden on our shoulders. So, where should we take this character? And all of them collectively agreed, yeah, all right, let's have him just be a badass. Like, he's getting older and he doesn't really care. So I'm getting tired of crime, so I'm just going to blow people up. Do you think they actually thought, let's go in that direction, and it's okay? That would be a bit dangerous, yeah?
It's very dangerous.
It's very dangerous.
It's a bit weird that, they were putting Superman through the court system. Meanwhile, he was, branding people with his bat ring thing, whatever it was.
Yeah.
Sort of on one side, he's coming in peace, coming into the courtroom, and Batman on the other side of town is,
I
bashing
know.
the crap out of people.
Well,
He
those
shows up in
people-
court all humble, and then it
Yeah.
blows up, and he just hangs his head. I told you.
yeah, I
I
told
knew
you.
this would happen.
Everyone is burnt now, except for me.
Those people thought Batman was the devil.
Yeah.
They thought he was.
And then he was
actual
up. In,
devil.
he was up in the corner like weird. I don't know what he's meant to be.
Yeah, I don't know what technology he had there. He was.
Yeah.
All right.
just
So
stuck
the
against
Batman side, did you like any of the scenes? Did you think, like when I saw the Batmobile scene, I was at least excited because the Batmobile is, I think, a big part of Batman, and they should know that. The Batmobile is
Of
its own
course.
star. When that was taking off and doing Batmobile stuff, did you start to think, okay, this is cool. He's doing Batman stuff.
I wanted to, but I still wasn't sold. Just because the story was so bad up to a point, and for the rest of the film,
And that he blew people up as well.
and I
with the
just couldn't
Batmobile.
get into it at all. I
But-
gave it
but
no. There was no forgiveness.
But when did he use his Batman stuff? He used a little grappling hook thing.
Yeah,
The
when
little
it was
CG
fighting.
Batman, yeah. But when else did he use anything? It was just
He
basically
did
didn't
mostly
really.
just-
belting and hitting and shooting and
He mass murdered people.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
He was a dangerous man. I mean, he even said it himself. He said he's not a hero. At one stage in the film, he said, I'm not a good guy."
So the Superman part, do you think any of the Superman was done well? Because I thought he was just made to look like everyone hated Superman. It was a
Yeah,
Superman
exactly.
hate film.
Exactly. Superman was just there. Like, what did he do? He's doing nothing.
He saved those people on the rooftop. That's all I
Yeah.
can remember.
Yeah.
He floated down.
Yeah, and the rocket ship.
And the rocket ship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the rest of the time he was
Little
just
montage.
in trouble. And
And everyone had their fingers pointed at him.
obviously anyone listening would have seen the movie or they'd
False
be
God.
insane because it's going to be filled with
This is
spoilers.
spoiler
Yeah,
full.
But this is
Yeah.
spoilers. But
Yeah.
the Superman killing Superman, all right, I get that. That was in the comics and stuff. But they killed Clark Kent. Don't you think that's weird? That's a character in his own, so he can never come
that
back.
is very weird.
He can't come back as a zombie.
I don't know how they're going to come back from that.
They're like, one of our own is passed. That's
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah, that's
So
right.
he's Superman, but now he has to be Bob Horton. He can't be Clark Kent anymore.
Yep.
That's weird.
Yeah,
They
that was
killed
very
that
weird.
side of Superman
Yes.
and his girlfriend. Now it's just I'm Superman is my boyfriend. Or I don't know. That's weird.
But the other thing
It's
as
very
well, with all
weird.
this, obviously all this hatred that Batman had for Superman, belting the crap out of him for 2 hours plus, until that point where they kidnap Superman's mum, and he says Martha, and then all of a sudden everything's okay. We got our mums have the same name, so I'll stop hitting you now, and we can go and fight crime together.
So
was
that
just-
wasn't
they immediately
enough.
became best
Nah.
friends. They were best friends.
That wasn't enough to have a bond.
Nah,
the mom's
it
There
should
was
have
no
been
reason
that.
for it at all.
It should have been that. What's his name? Not Abomination. Apocalypse.
Yeah,
Apocalypse.
Doomsday.
Doomsday. One of those characters, like Doomsday. He
Green-
should have been the reason why they stopped fighting and fight together,
Yeah.
not because he said Martha. Martha.
All right. So,
Martha.
Why'd you say that name?
but everyone's going to see it. Like we were saying, it's the Howard Stern Private Parts kind of thing.
Hmm.
When Howard Stern was popular, he had followers, but then they noticed the people who hated him also listened to him even longer because of that need to. They want to know what he's going to say and they want to be annoyed by
course.
it. Do you think people are going to see it just to see it for themselves, and it's still making money,
Yes.
even if they don't like it?
I'll tell you what it is.
Unfortunately, yes.
Because, like you said, it's been a while since people have seen, not a while, never, since they've seen Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman. So even if you said it's crap, it's the worst movie ever, people will go and see it. Doesn't matter. It's
Because
like
they get to
people are
see
going to see it regardless. It got bad reviews. Its figures dropped the second week, but it still made nearly $700 million in 1 week.
Yeah.
So that's that alone.
Yeah.
It's just people just want to see it.
So did it keep true to any of the comics or the DC characters or any of their story or plot lines? Because I'm not an enormous, super fan, so I don't know exactly all the DC comic plots.
Well,
Did
it
they
seemed
go
like
off on a
it fumbled
tangent?
it quite a bit. I mean, like you said, Batman's ethos is completely out the door.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing that they joined was the fact that they had all the characters in one film. I mean, they showed Flash and Cyborg and Aquaman. That's another weird thing.
Yeah. So
The whole creating the DC universe.
so they introduced the characters with their checking files. Do you
Yeah,
think that
well,
was a
what's
bit
the
weak?
weird thing
Yeah.
to me is that these characters aren't even official yet, and they've got their own logos on the
Yeah.
screen on this weird database.
So
Yeah.
it's good that this database got them the logos as well. They might charge them, royalties,
Yeah.
for using the logo. but then clicking into it like, oh look, there's a secret camera of that person doing that. And then what was his name? Aquaman in the water.
Yeah,
Don't know what he was doing.
struggling to breathe
Just struggling to breathe
and keep his eyes open.
Sorry, and his hair flying all over the place.
So, would you watch the movie again? Because I'll be honest, I want to see it again. And would you watch this one? Would you ever watch Man of Steel again? I'll be honest, that movie is a one-time for me. I don't need to watch it over and over again. You'd watch Man of Steel again.
Man of Steel, I thought was fantastic.
Okay.
I thought it was going to be a great start to this whole new world of DC land, but this one has brought me to the opposite. I don't want anything else now.
Yeah, I think
I don't want to see anything else from this world at the moment.
Yeah, I sort of agree. Like, I like Man of Steel. I think the main problem with this one is they tried to obviously create the DC universe, like Justice League and Flash and everything else. But it should have either been Man of Steel 2 with a bit of Batman, or just Batman storyline without Superman at all, or by putting in Batman, Superman, Lex Luthor, plus all the Cyborg and all of those characters, it was just too much. It was like it should have been two separate movies. Like, should have been like third movie along slowly increases the DC universe. It was just too much for it to be all in the one film. To do everything. This one film was going to do everything.
So this won't in any way combat any of the Avengers or Marvel world, because that's so solid now.
Yeah.
That's just.
But that started from 2008 from Iron Man, and you had how many movies before they created the whole universe, Better
to best. So they started obviously differently and quite well. So DC,
and they're at a point now that they can just chuck any character for any amount of time, and you know who they are and what they're saying. In this film, they're talking to each other, but you don't know where they're coming from. You don't know who they are, so you don't care.
Yeah. Well, Marvel made Ant-Man popular, for God's sake. So obviously they're saying, hey, we can do them all, and everyone will love it. I think the DC world is going to be a harder sell,
Definitely.
Wonder Woman, now, most people said she sort of stood out. I thought her parts were pretty cool. She's like quite the warrior, badass.
Yeah, I think the Wonder Woman story might even fall into the same world as Captain America, in that old school sort of storytelling and loyalty and fighting for something. It's a different sort of mindset. Whereas the other characters are just born from science or technology. They're not really. Yeah, metahumans. That's right.
Well, it's so serious though. This one, it's like the Nolan ones are the light ones now.
Yeah, that's
right. Like Lucius Fox, he made a joke about black. That's so campy. Isn't that sad that those ones now had a bit of levity compared to this one was just so I'm Batman and I'm mad.
Yeah, it didn't have any jokes until the end when Wonder Woman appeared and is she with you? I thought she was with you.
Oh, but that was on the trailer so much.
But then even later when he was fighting Superman, and the whole Martha thing, and then they became friends. Batman goes to save his mum, and he goes, "Who are you? I'm a friend of your son's."
Yeah.
Oh, I thought so because you had the cape.
A joke.
Yeah. It's like it's too late now. Yeah. We've watched 2 hours and 15 minutes of like sadness.
It was heavy.
Trying to make a joke now. Yeah.
It was heavy.
It was just. It was too heavy.
It was heavy. Just like the weights that Bruce was training with. They were heavy.
Yeah. Gratuitous arrow training with pulling the ropes and pushing stuff.
So to try to extract something, nothing was his Bruce Wayne wasn't good. You didn't like his Bruce Wayne.
Bruce Wayne.
You didn't like the training scenes or the
training scene was good. Ben Affleck looked good. Visuals okay, but still the story in that part.
Yeah.
I still don't know who Bruce Wayne is. Who is he? At the end of the film, I don't know.
Well, we had another origin story, so we know about that. That'll be origin story like number 6. They just keep redoing that. Yeah, we know, that's enough.
We know, and that still doesn't. He still doesn't mind guns, even though his mum got shot by one. He's still happy to.
Yeah, it's a lot lost their pearls as well.
And dream sequences inside of dream sequences. We don't like that.
Yeah.
What, were we watching Inception? What was
exactly.
The hell was that?
Yeah. Had to check for the.
He woke
the
up
fake
twice.
Carpet, make sure it's real.
And then we all woke up. Oh, I'm actually watching a different movie.
Yeah, and they had that giant bat monster coming out of the grave with some black blood.
Well, what about talking about dream sequences? All right, the bit where he's like a soldier and stuff, and you go to the enemy with the Superman.
Oh, that would have sent you in a rage.
But then what were those little fly things or flying around, little buzzing?
Must be Superman's minions.
They all had the Superman.
Maybe
symbols.
Lex Luthor made it for him.
Superman, but then they had like little things flying around, like little What were they? I don't know what they were. Look, little pixies or fairies.
They're from Krypton. They're
And
Kryptonian animals.
Yeah.
Lex,
Yes.
again, a complete fail. They made someone who's
Yeah.
supposed to be very much the anti-Batman,
Mm.
sort of obviously smart, debonair, has
Mm.
all his tech stuff, but he just uses it for bad.
Yeah.
This guy he's batty.
He wasn't
Who said
cunning
he
enough.
was-
Even though he had sort of that craziness, he didn't have a serious loop in, like an
He-
intelligence.
Why
sort
does
of.
that be a young kid? Why can't it be someone again
He's
a bit more
very
matched?
capable man in the comics. He's a very
Yeah.
capable
Yeah.
businessman. People listen to him. He can make proper speeches without fumbling.
Oh, that was bizarre.
Yeah. Yeah, he's twitching and
You
That was
can't be
bizarre.
where he is just by being a nerd.
No,
You
no.
need to have speaking
Yeah.
capabilities.
yeah, that's right.
And obviously the Superman technology from Krypton, easy password to break, I guess.
Yeah.
Because he just went on board and said, "Hey, I'm gonna
Yeah.
go ahead and make stuff. Sure,
That's right.
welcome.
Come in and
Make
don't
monsters.
and
Use our
just-
genome
and
and
very
make monsters."
and very carefully cut off the fingerprints to make that Zod creature thing
Yes.
with your own blood as well for some reason.
Oh
Don't know
my
what that
God.
was.
It was too much. It was too much in one movie, and it just
Mm.
wouldn't stop.
And
It
so-
didn't stop.
it
And then
is,
all of a
it's-
sudden, Pa Kent came around
Yeah.
on the side of a mountain.
There were points where I thought it was over, and it was still going. I must say.
Yeah, that's very yeah. It's just
So-
too much.
so
It's
the-
too much.
So, is there anywhere to go better, or you feel that they've already set
That's
up such a
rock
scatterbrained start?
That is rock bottom.
They almost need to.
So the
go.
next one can be better, or you feel they're off to a bad
I don't
start.
know where they're going. I don't like anything I see in that from future films. Okay, Wonder Woman maybe, but she had no lines to even
Yeah,
mess
so-
up.
See, Wonder
So how
Woman,
could you
I
even stop her
reckon,
up in that film?
is going to be the one that's going to be the what do they call it, the dark horse or the the one you don't expect. Black sheep.
Yeah.
Anyway, the one you don't expect to come out of nowhere. Because in this one, where did she come from? First of all, why was she even? She's just appearing at all these things. Was she like a detective? As
Oh,
well?
well,
Like,
she's
she's
been
just
around
got-
for a while. That's her
she's
thing.
just been
She's like
alive for
an
so
immortal.
long.
Yeah.
She knows a lot.
But even that, they didn't even show us.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's been walking the earth and getting
Yeah.
into
But
drama.
they didn't even give us like that sense of that, apart from one photo, which is fine. All right, we get it's an old photo.
How many times they show that?
Yeah,
Chris?
a photo again, and then there's a photo again of her. Oh, we get it. Okay, she says have her top open so you can see she's wearing the Wonder Woman
Yeah.
gear. But if they just had something that, like in Highlander, where he meets the little girl that he met when he was during the war, then he meets her again as an old lady, and you go, oh, he's lived ages, you know.
Yeah.
If there's some way of doing it where he meets an older person and sees that older person was a kid when she was younger, just
Yeah.
to give you a sense that she's been around.
Yeah.
I just want to transcript this.
So Wonder Woman, isn't it a little odd that everyone's talking about a character that's not even in the title? Why is it they're talking about Wonder Woman? It's supposed to be
Yeah.
Batman versus Superman. Hey, Wonder Woman was really good, wasn't she?
Everyone's appreciated the fact that Batman and Superman were terrible, and say, "What about Wonder Woman? She was in it. She was great."
And a lot of people didn't actually want her in it because she was so malnourished in the Fast and the Furious. And I thought, how's this little skinny girl going to be the Amazon? That was the other thing.
But
So I think when she came up, when she saved the day, people were surprised. Like she actually made an impression.
Do you accept her as Wonder Woman moving forward?
I think so. She might.
Out of all the characters, yes, I
Yeah.
accept her the most.
Yeah.
Although I like Superman too because I like Man of Steel.
So
I
she
think
was
he's
introduced.
Still a good Superman.
She was introduced poorly, but the rest were introduced even worse,
Definitely.
obviously.
Yes.
And there was something about the Flash which I didn't even realize.
The Flash. Didn't you both not realize that was the Flash?
Nope. I just assumed again we were inside an Inception dream,
Yeah.
and
A dream inside
I
a
was
That
dream.
was the Flash. I guess I recognized it because I knew the actor Ezra Miller, and there was a lot of sparks and stuff flashing around. But
So what was he saying? What was he warning about?
I think they're trying to connect it from a later movie that's going to be that point, come back, like a 360, Back to the Future event.
but
Okay.
again, scatterbrained and not.
Yeah.
No plan. This movie
And I don't
had
know what
no
he was
plan.
wearing. He didn't even look like the Flash. He had some kind of
Yeah.
robotic suit
You
on.
should have just made it more obvious. Obviously, we know it's going to be a Justice League movie. Just show that it's the Flash. I don't see why
Yeah.
it was so cryptic.
All right. Well, we're still talking about the Flash. Have we got a problem with how he looks? Doesn't he look a bit feminine?
Yes, I thought it looked like I thought it was Bucky. from the Marvel movie.
You thought of Sebastian Stan.
So therefore, I was even more confused.
I didn't know.
Why is Bucky in there? You must come to Marvel. Look at me. He had.
But even those 7-Eleven sort of security footage where he saved the day from that robber. Like, why did he have a ponytail and? Yeah, I don't know.
He looks like a lesbian.
And he did more damage to the store than that was actually stolen, right? He actually completely destroyed the store just to help someone. So that's
that's right.
helpful. So obviously DC have no plan. Marvel have someone at the head of the table saying, okay, this is what we're going to do for the next decade. This is the plan, and this is our universe, and now it is set in motion.
Yeah.
Here comes Ant-Man and Deadpool and all these amazing things making money because they have a plan.
Definitely.
DC have no plan?
I don't think they've got much of a plan because there's so many films that are going to come out, like the Justice League, whatever it's called, Part 1, Part 2 as well. It's coming out before the Cyborg movie, like all the solo films are coming out after almost the Justice League movie, when it should be, I think, the other way around. So we get to know all the characters and then put them into a big story, you know. Like Avengers, there was quite a few solo movies before you got to the Avengers. So
other little Easter eggs.
Is what about the Suicide Squad?
Yeah, I was gonna say the Easter egg in the movie. One of them was the Robin suit. Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, had the ha 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 jokes on you, and that was the Jason Todd Robin who was killed by Joker.
We assume, yes.
And this is happening next, but the movie supposedly is actually happened before.
Yeah, I'm not sure where it fits because Batman's in it, but that doesn't tell us anything.
Yeah, we won't know, but just on the fact that they have no idea where they're heading.
Yeah.
They're shooting a whole new movie, $150 million worth.
In reshoots.
Reshoots to make it more funnier.
As a reaction from the bad press.
For Batman vs. Superman.
Yeah.
So it just shows that no confidence in what they're doing. So why should we have confidence in what they're doing?
It's a matter of whether the reshoots are they reshooting scenes they've done, just doing them better, or are they adding new scenes to it to make it look better?
Well, they're saying humour. They want to add humour. Because the backlash for Batman v Superman was that it was humorless. So they're trying to make it a funny movie.
So all this making it so dark, and that's the DC world. It's serious and dark, and we don't make jokes. Now they're like, oh shit, maybe Marvel will have the right idea, the right balance between you can have a laugh. That's how you like the character.
You can have a laugh. You can have a laugh, even though the movie's called Suicide Squad, you know. But we want it to be humorous. So
I thought from the trailer I saw, I was expecting the bad guys to have their humorous sort of cheeky side because they don't give a shit.
Well, that's
their thing.
Those characters do have quite a bit of weird. We're talking about the Joker and Harley Quinn.
Yeah, so that's their thing. That's their shtick.
But I think the problem is that they didn't expect, because when they put that Queen, was it Bohemian Rhapsody music, actually uplift everyone instead of like giving it a serious sort of tone, gave it more of a, this is pretty cool now, you know.
Yeah, there were two very different trailers, weren't they?
Yeah.
First one and the second one.
Different moods.
And the Jared Leto Joker has to live up to Jack Nicholson and Heath Ledger, which honestly brought their own amazing, huge personalities to those parts. Do you think this is just be another one, or it'll be a Lex Luthor fail?
Well, they're really trying to beef it up with the press. All the characters are like, whoa, he's so crazy on set and he's really methodical.
Oh, God.
So, I don't know, they're trying to show that he's putting all his effort in to make the best joke he can.
Yeah.
I think that he might be okay, because unlike Jesse Eisenberg, he didn't try to look like Lex in any way. Like even with Gene Hackman,
obviously,
even with Gene Hackman and Kevin Spacey, at least they had the bald head from the word go. Whereas I know they showed you right at the end.
I blanked out Kevin Spacey from my mind.
Yeah. So Kevin Spacey, at least they somehow had
it's all coming back.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
No.
But how good would it have been if it was Bryan Cranston?
Oh yeah, that would be.
Lex Luthor.
That would have been great. It would be really good.
It could have improved.
Why does it always be a child villain?
Yeah.
A man villain.
But the scary thing is Jesse Eisenberg is a child man, because he's like exactly the same age as Superman. But it looks like he's so much younger. But they're both exactly the same age.
Maybe that's the thing.
I think they're meant to be similar sort of age, according to Smallville.
Yeah.
They're all the same age. So.
Yeah, definitely.
But they just made his hair too, and just he acted too much like like we said yesterday, the Riddler, the Joker, and just a crazy person.
It's dropped off at the box office, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah.
Second week failure.
But still, they made their money back.
It dropped off, but still made almost 700 million. So
yeah. Even if it wasn't positive.
I hope it doesn't make the billion.
How much has Deadpool made though?
800 now. Something.
650.
Is it?
750. No, 750.
And how much did it cost?
58.
Oh my god.
So
if you put that on a pie chart, they're the clear winners.
Even but the thing is, one's a character you've never really heard of, apart from the Wolverine film, and the other ones are characters that have been around for 70 odd years.
Yeah.
They should have blitzed everything. So
yeah, they made one insane and one a mass murderer. So that's the problem.
Yeah.
So there's no one at the head of the DC table again who's like he's the crypt keeper. He opens the book and goes, nope, Batman doesn't do this. Or someone, let's have Superman punch someone. No, Superman doesn't do this. Do they have anyone guiding them?
Yeah, I don't think they do. Because I think Schneider did whatever he wanted, just at a whim. He was saying.
That's apparent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even like we say, Nolan and Tim Burton, of course they put their own flavor, but I think they respected
the certain
story
rules of
and the
character.
characters. And there's rules.
Yeah.
The Batman Tim Burton one, Joker falls in the vat.
Yes.
That was actually based on one of the comics, so at least they tried to say, okay, that's actually a pretty good story already. We don't have to come up with another one.
So got disfigured and stuff. Yeah.
Batman made his own enemy. That's cool.
It looks like there's a vat in Suicide Squad.
Oh no, really?
There was that scene where he drops in. I think because Harley Quinn goes in there as well, and he's taking her out of that vat.
Right.
They both turned colourful and white.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So they haven't kicked off the universe well.
No.
And they didn't stand alone as its own movie well.
No.
But it made money. And is Ben Affleck going to return for
he's
how many?
To be doing his solo.
Is he locked in to like a contract, do you think? And he's thinking, oh, shit.
Initially, he said he was going to write the film, which he has.
Yeah.
But then he said he was going to direct it, but now he doesn't know whether he wants to direct it as well. So it might be too much pressure.
That would be a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
Because we know he can do that.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
He can act. He can direct. He can write. All these have been proven.
He's got an Academy Award, so
exactly.
he's proven director.
Look, see? This is proof. So what's Snyder's next move?
I think to bail on it completely if he's smart.
Yeah, but he's sort of on to do Justice League, so...
Well,
there's petitions against it, so maybe they'll listen.
Yeah, but they really should do the solo films first before they do the Justice League.
Yeah.
Because like Cyborg was introduced poorly, and his film comes out in 2020. So you're going to wait 4 years for a character that's going to be in Justice League, I'm guessing. So I don't know how that works. Yeah. It's like going into an Avengers movie and saying, no, we'll have solo films. I don't know, it just doesn't...
But so everyone over at Disney is just laughing.
Oh, yeah, they're just saying, yeah, whatever, go for it.
Greenlight anything based on these details. Civil War, sure.
Exactly.
Some obscure character, give it a go.
Exactly. Ant-Man makes
$500
million,
yet.
You know? They haven't.
I know, Ant-Man. That was really, again, that shows that they are ballsy enough to say, I don't really know this character, but let's give it a go.
Yep.
DC couldn't do that. If they pulled out a really obscure one, I can't think of one. Think of a really obscure DC character.
DC?
Like Swamp Thing.
Is that DC?
Yeah, it's
okay.
DC as well, yeah.
Okay. Actually, I like Swamp Thing, but they'll probably screw that up.
But not Swamp Thing with Heather Locklear. That's a different story.
Oh, okay. Different Swamp Thing. So are these other characters good enough to have a movie of their own? Just because, again, the Marvel Universe is every hero's just got a bit of a pop.
Yeah.
But DC is like, I'm pretty...
Well, they can. They got so much to work with. I mean, they got multiverse.
Aquaman.
Like every different version of Aquaman and Batman. You know, they could play with it a bit. There's a lot to work with.
Maybe that's the problem. It's too much. They can play with it too much, and they do.
Yeah, I think even like Green Lantern. The problem with the last Green Lantern was just, once again, they didn't know what to do. You know, they had all the money, looked great, but the story, you know, same sort of scenario.
Well, there's so much behind the Green Lantern Corps as well, and all the corps. That's like a whole new world.
Yeah.
That they can focus on.
So how would you put this in? Oh, well, your list wouldn't change, nor is mine. As in, Dark Knight, Batman for me, like in order of what you like. Do you erase this one from your memory?
Oh, definitely.
So Batman and Robin, you've erased that one from your memory?
Batman and Robin?
Yeah. Or do you rate that one?
I don't rate it, but I can't forget it. How can you forget that?
You can't. You can't.
I think the biggest problem is...
You're right, you can't. The Bat credit card was the worst. I never leave home. Oh, my God.
There's so much to to just love to hate about it. Whereas this one, I don't. Like, I just wish it.
I think this one we didn't learn anything new.
Yeah.
So we basically sat through 2.5 hours, and we didn't really go, okay. So he didn't like Superman because those people got killed, and that was 2 hours pretty much of the film, just fighting. And then he says, like you said, his mum's name, and then everything was fine, and they go and fight the abomination, whatever it's called again, what's it called? Doomsday. Just
the Green Goblin. Oh, that's something different.
Yeah. And even when they shaved Jesse Eisenberg's hair to show us that he's Lex Luthor that we know, he didn't look like Lex Luthor that we know. He didn't look sinister. He just looked like he had a haircut. So
I thought Lex Luthor was bald. That's the joke.
Yeah.
He is bald.
Yeah, because
naturally, not because he likes shaving his head.
Yeah, because he went to prison.
Yeah, because basically, even in the old ones, the old Superman, he always had the dodgy wig on that he would pull off when he would have a disguise, which Kevin Spacey did as well.
Did that mean anything at the end? That little visit from the bat? Was that just like an?
Was that another dream, or was that real?
Yeah. Was that like an "I'm watching you" warning? Like, what did that add? I don't even know.
I thought it was a dream for a moment.
It was Lex's dream.
Yeah, I don't know what happened at the end.
Was it a dream sequence? I don't even know.
If it was, it would certainly be par for the course for the entire movie.
Yeah, that's true.
Because you think he like punches him in the face initially, because it just goes to black.
Yeah.
And then you see he's just smashed the wall with his special bat ring thing.
Yeah, the batarang.
Yeah.
So if you could sum it up in a word or a phrase, how you feel about the movie.
How I feel on my Facebook review.
A word or a phrase.
Was Bat Poo versus Super Poo. So
nice.
I stand by that.
But what about Super Poo R.I.P.? Is that real?
Mine would be Bad Inception. So that's all I was thinking the whole time. I was confused.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll wrap this one up.
We're done.
That was Batman versus Superman. So check us out, 3 Guys and a Movie, on SoundCloud and on YouTube on Paradigm TV. And we'll be back. And we'll be back with a special guest when we do our next movie. That'll be Caleb.
Hi, I'm special.
He's special, and he'll be a guest.
Special boy.
We're special too.
I'm
Chris.
Danny.
I'm just Sunny. All right. Talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.